There are love stories that make the world smile. And then there's Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. From the moment they met on The Voice, fans believed they were witnessing a fairy tale. Two broken hearts, healing through music, laughter, and love. But lately, what's been happening behind closed doors has left fans gasping for air, and insiders whispering that this might be the darkest chapter in their relationship yet. And now, with Blake Shelton reportedly in the hospital, people are asking, what did Gwen Stefani really do? Is it heartbreak? Is it betrayal? Or something far more complicated? Chapter 1. The fairy tale that everyone believed in. It all began like a country love song. Blake Shelton, the charming Oklahoma boy with that deep southern drawl, cowboy boots, and a heart still scarred from his divorce with Miranda Lambert. Gwen Stefani, the California pop princess, a mother of 3, still nursing wounds from her shocking split with Gavin Rossdale. They were opposites in every sense, but somehow, their pain connected them. When they shared the screen on The Voice in 2015, fans noticed the spark immediately. The smiles were too real, the laughter too warm, and the chemistry undeniable. Before long, rumors began swirling that the two coaches were spending more than just rehearsal time together. Then came that moment, the one that broke the internet, when Gwen and Blake appeared holding hands at a Halloween party. Social media exploded. Abraca America had a new favorite couple. For years, it looked like nothing could come between them. Gwen often said Blake saved her life. Blake told interviewers Gwen was the greatest thing that ever happened to him. They sang duets, posted adorable selfies from their Oklahoma ranch, and made us all believe in love again. But sometimes, even the strongest fairy tales hide cracks beneath the glitter. Chapter 2. The signs no one wanted to see. It started subtly. Ibra fans noticed that Gwen had stopped liking some of Blake's posts. Then Blake skipped one of Gwen's Vegas shows, something he never used to do. Sources close to the couple whispered about creative differences, arguments about priorities, and family tension. Gwen's friends said she wanted to dive back into pop stardom, while Blake wanted a quieter life on the ranch. For a while, both brushed off the rumors. Gwen would post pictures with loving captions. Blake would smile for cameras, insisting everything was fine. But people close to them began to tell a different story. A crew member from The Voice claimed that during rehearsals last year, Gwen and Blake had a heated argument backstage. So loud, producers had to pause filming. No one knew what started it, but Blake reportedly walked off set, visibly shaken. That was the first time fans began to sense that something wasn't right. Chapter 3. The pressure cooker behind the smiles. When fame, family, and fortune collide, something always breaks. Behind the curtain, Gwen was reportedly pushing for a new image. A glamorous comeback rooted in her no-doubt legacy, edgy fashion, and pop influence. Blake, meanwhile, was exhausted from touring and wanted to focus on his farm, his TV projects, and a slower life. One friend revealed, Gwen still sees herself as a performer. Blake wants to be a husband, not a manager. There were also whispers about trust issues. Blake's ex, Miranda Lambert, re-entered headlines with cryptic social media posts that seemed to reference her old love, and Gwen, allegedly, did not take it well. Fans noticed Gwen posting emotional captions about letting go and not being enough. At the same time, Blake looked visibly thinner and more distant in his public appearances. Then came the bombshell. Blake cancelled a surprise performance last minute due to health reasons. His team released a short statement, but the details were vague. That was when the internet exploded again. Did Gwen have something to do with it? Chapter 4. What happened that night? According to one close source, who spoke under anonymity, the night everything changed was supposed to be a quiet one. Blake had just returned from a short tour, and Gwen was in LA for a studio session. They were supposed to reunite at their home in Oklahoma for the weekend. But when Blake arrived, things went downhill fast. The source claims Gwen confronted Blake about a private message she discovered, allegedly from a female collaborator on one of his recent recordings. The message itself wasn't romantic, But Gwen reportedly found the tone too personal. She accused Blake of letting another woman into their space. Blake, frustrated and tired, snapped back. "You don't trust anyone anymore, Gwen, not even me." The argument reportedly lasted for hours. Neighbors later said they heard loud voices echoing from the property, something that never happened before. By morning, Blake had checked into a local hospital, reportedly for stress-related exhaustion and dehydration. But those who saw him said something else. He looked broken. Chapter 5. The Internet reacts. Chaos and concern. As news broke that Blake Shelton had been hospitalized, social media lit up with panic and speculation. Fans flooded Gwen's Instagram with comments like, "What did you do to him, Gwen? Fibre, why wasn't she by his side? Ibri, you can't keep pushing him like this." Within hours, tabloids and gossip channels started piecing together the timeline. Gwen's emotional interviews, Blake's sudden silence, their conflicting schedules. Some believed Gwen's ambition was tearing him apart. Others thought Blake was hiding something that finally came to light. Meanwhile, Gwen remained silent. No statements, no posts, not even a single comment addressing Blake's condition. That silence spoke louder than words. Chapter 6. Inside the hospital wall. Reports from Tulsa Medical Center claim Blake was admitted late at night, exhausted and severely distressed. He was placed under observation for 48 hours. A nurse, speaking off record, said Blake appeared heartbroken more than sick. He reportedly asked for privacy and didn't want any media involvement. But here's what really shook fans. Gwen didn't visit him for the first 2 days. Instead, she was spotted attending a private fashion event in Los Angeles. Cameras captured her smiling, posing, looking radiant, as if nothing was wrong. When the images hit the internet, fans were furious. "Your husband's in the hospital, and you're at a party," one comment read. "Ah bruh, this isn't the Gwen we knew." Those close to her defended the move, saying Gwen was contractually obligated to attend. But many found that excuse hard to swallow. Behind the public smiles, insiders claim Gwen was hurting too. One friend reportedly said, "She's in denial. She doesn't know how to fix what's broken anymore." Chapter 7. When love turns into pressure. Blake and Gwen built their love story in the spotlight, but the same cameras that made them famous may have also destroyed their peace. Fame demands perfection. Kibra. Every smile must look real. Kibra. Every post must say, "We're fine." But, when that illusion cracks, the fall is brutal. One source, close to the couple, claimed Gwen had been struggling with Blake's withdrawn personality since he left The Voice. Without the constant buzz of Hollywood, Blake became quieter, more distant. Gwen, used to the energy of California life, felt isolated in Oklahoma. She wanted to shine. He wanted silence. That's not a small difference, it's a whole lifestyle clash, the insider explained. And then came the emotional breaking point. Just a few days before Blake's hospitalization, Gwen allegedly sent a message that has now become infamous among their circle. A text where she wrote, "I don't even recognize us anymore." To those who saw it, it sounded like a goodbye. Chapter 8. The storm before the silence. In the week that followed, sources say communication between the couple nearly collapsed. Gwen's team managed her image carefully, encouraging her to stay professional and focused. Blake's camp said little, choosing to respect his privacy. Fans were left in emotional limbo. Kibra, was this a health crisis? Abraf, a heartbreak? Abra, or both? Then, a heartbreaking twist emerged. A family friend revealed Blake had written a letter while in the hospital. It wasn't long, but the message was heavy. Sometimes, love hurts more than loneliness. No one knows if that letter was meant for Gwen, but the timing left no doubt. Chapter 9. Gwen's confession. I never wanted to hurt him. After days of silence, Gwen finally spoke. But not through an official statement. During a radio interview promoting her latest single, the host casually mentioned Blake's hospital stay, asking how he was doing. Gwen's expression reportedly changed instantly. Her voice broke as she replied, "He's strong. I never wanted to hurt him." That one sentence became the headline seen across every major entertainment site within hours. She didn't deny the tension. She didn't blame rumors. She didn't spin a fairy tale. She simply admitted something was wrong, and that she bore some of the weight. It was the first time Gwen showed raw vulnerability since the news broke, but for fans, it only deepened the mystery. Chapter 10. A Love Hanging by a Thread. As of now, Blake Shelton is said to be recovering quietly, surrounded by close friends and family in Oklahoma. Sources say he's avoiding interviews, resting, and reevaluating everything. Gwen, meanwhile, has been posting cryptic quotes on her Instagram story, phrases like, "Healing takes time." Hebrew, "Sometimes distance brings clarity." To the public, it's clear, this isn't the end of their story, but it's certainly a turning point. The world watched their love blossom under the stage lights. Now, we're watching it tested under the harsh glare of fame, ego, and human fragility. And while no one truly knows what Gwen did to push Blake to the breaking point, one thing is certain: something changed forever that night. A few days after Blake's hospitalization, someone from his team leaked what insiders are now calling the voice memo. The recording, reportedly taken from Blake's phone and sent privately to Gwen, was never meant for public ears. But when gossip outlets caught wind of it, it became the most talked about 90 seconds in entertainment. In the quiet, tired voice of a man who's been crying, Blake can be heard saying, "Gwen, I don't even know how we got here. You were my peace, and now you're my pain. I'm not mad, I'm just empty. If this is what love turns into, then maybe I need to learn to let go." He pauses. You can hear a deep breath. Then, "You always said I saved you, but maybe I was the one who needed saving all along." The message ends abruptly, as if he couldn't bring himself to finish it. When this leaked, the internet exploded again. Fans, media, and even celebrity insiders were stunned. Was Blake breaking up with Gwen? Hebrew, was this a cry for help? Hebrew, or was it the emotional fallout of something much darker? Chapter 12. Gwen's silence breaks. The hidden visit. For days, Gwen refused to speak publicly about the leaked memo. She didn't post, didn't comment, didn't deny it. But according to multiple insiders, she made a secret trip to Oklahoma 2 nights later. She reportedly entered the hospital through a back entrance. No security, no glam squad, just Gwen in a hoodie and sunglasses. A nurse later revealed, she looked terrified, like someone walking into a confession booth. When Gwen entered Blake's room, he didn't say a word. Witnesses say the silence was deafening. For 10 minutes they just sat, no music, no words, no apologies. Then Gwen reportedly broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. "I never meant to hurt you," she whispered. "Ibra, I just didn't know how to love you the way you needed." Blake, exhausted, simply took her hand. And for the first time in months, there were no cameras, no filters, just raw emotion between two broken people. But even that reunion came too late for some wounds to heal. Chapter 13. The real reason behind the fight. The question that haunted everyone was simple. Bree. What did Gwen actually do? According to multiple sources close to the couple, the issue wasn't infidelity. It was control. For years, Blake felt that Gwen's world revolved around perfection. The perfect image, the perfect outfits, the perfect marriage for Instagram. Meanwhile, he longed for peace, privacy, and simplicity. A friend of Blake's told Nashville Insider, Blake didn't want to be part of Hollywood anymore. Gwen couldn't let go of it. He wanted life on the ranch. She wanted lights, music, and cameras. Another source said Gwen began pushing Blake to rebrand himself, encouraging him to adopt a more mainstream sound, collaborate with pop artists, and even change his look for award shows. She wanted to make him more marketable, the insider explained. Brew. But that wasn't Blake. He's country to the bone. The pressure destroyed him. When Blake refused, Gwen allegedly grew distant, frustrated that he wasn't evolving. In a moment of anger, she reportedly told him, You're holding both of us back." Those words hit Blake hard, deeper than she ever expected. Friends say he replayed that argument for days before ending up in the hospital. Chapter 14. Gwen's Guilt. I broke the one person who loved me right. In the days following her hospital visit, Gwen reportedly confided in a close friend that she had messed everything up. The friend shared. She kept saying, "He didn't deserve this. He gave me everything and I broke him." She wasn't talking about cheating. She was talking about the way she made him feel small. Gwen's guilt ran deep. Sources say she started seeing a therapist, trying to understand how her fear of losing control had turned into emotional distance. For the first time, Gwen Stefani, the woman who sang about being just a girl and cool, was facing the truth of what fame had done to her heart. She's realizing that love isn't about leading someone, it's about walking beside them, the friend explained. And maybe she stopped walking with Blake a long time ago. Chapter 15. Blake's Recovery, and the words he'll never say on camera. Doctors later confirmed that Blake's hospitalization was due to severe emotional and physical exhaustion, the result of stress, dehydration, and burnout. But those who saw him after said it wasn't just his body that was tired, it was his soul. A friend from The Voice shared, "Blake's the guy who carries everyone's problems. He jokes, he laughs, he drinks his beer and acts like nothing hurts, but he's human. The fame, the tours, the pressure to always smile for Gwen, it just broke him down." During recovery, Blake reportedly stopped answering calls from producers and sponsors. He even told his manager to pause all appearances indefinitely. The only person he talked to regularly was his mother. And according to one insider, he told her something that brought her to tears. "I still love Gwen, but maybe I love her better from a distance." Those words, simple yet tragic, summed up the painful truth. Sometimes, love doesn't end because it dies. It ends because it can't breathe anymore. Chapter 16. The world turns against Gwen. As more details emerged, Gwen Stefani found herself facing one of the harshest backlashes of her career. Hashtags like #PrayForBlake and #Team Shelton began trending on X, formerly Twitter. Fans accused her of being heartless, manipulative, and self-absorbed. Even some industry colleagues started whispering that Gwen's brand was starting to crack. A country radio DJ said during a broadcast, "We've always loved Gwen, but if half of what's being said is true, maybe she's not the angel everyone thought she was." For Gwen, the pressure was unbearable. She reportedly stopped reading comments and deleted several old posts with Blake from her feed. Those who know her say she cried for days, not because of the hate, but because deep down, she knew she might have played a part in breaking something she truly loved. Chapter 17. The Pastor's Visit, a Turning Point. In a twist few saw coming, Blake's pastor from Oklahoma, the same man who officiated their wedding, came to visit him in the hospital. According to sources, the pastor asked Blake just one question. "Can you forgive her?" Blake didn't answer right away. Then, after a long pause, he said, "I already did, but I can't forget it." That visit changed everything. Not because it fixed their marriage, but because it reminded Blake that